Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and who is ready for an action-packed Moon Lambo video? Take a look at the headline. 5.1 billion XRP has permanently left Ripple's Escrow wallet since 2017. I found the writing of this and the way in which it was covered fascinating. I've also got a tweet from a Bitcoin analyst who has a rather large following, and he's a chart analyst. I've cited him on the channel before, and despite the fact that he's a Bitcoin maxi, he is acknowledging, let me phrase it like this, he's singing the praises of XRP. I'll share with you the tweet a little bit later on in the video. And then I've got this article from Daily Hodl. It's basically about a whole bunch of whales getting together and moving crypto around, getting all splishy splashy. But before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead, do yourself a favor, and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. All the cool kids are doing it. So the amount of XRP held in Ripple's escrow wallets has reportedly been reduced from 55 billion XRP at the end of 2017 to 49.9 billion XRP at the time of publishing. Now, Ripple, which owns more than half of the total supply of XRP, created the Escrow program to manage its sales of the digital asset. And according to the Escrow tracker at XRP Arcade, Ripple has sold an average of 212.5 million XRP per month to institutions and crypto exchanges. But of course, luckily, they do cover later on the degree to which Ripple has substantially reduced that. See, Ripple being the adult in the room as it pertains to the world, everyone involved in the world of crypto, they're here for the long haul, and they make sure that they only release a certain amount of XRP per month. They only let a certain amount into the wild, and it's based on volume. Anyway, here's a quote now. At this rate, it will take 235 months, and in parentheses writes 19 years and 7 months for the last escrow to finish. In July 2039, 10 months ago, the expected finish was April of 2039 at a rate of 214.3 per month. Right? And also, that makes me think of something that I've shared a few times recently. It's just fascinating. Ripple actually, a couple years or so ago, put out, maybe a year and a half ago, put out their plan for the release of XRP, which was roughly a 30-year release plan, not cast in stone, because again, how much XRP is actually sold by Ripple has a lot to do with volume. So it's, I'd say most of it they plan to release sooner than later. I'm not talking about dumping. Let me be real clear on that. Somebody's going to take that out of context. What happens is, if you look over the next, I wish I pulled the chart up now. I don't know if it's 10 or 15 years. More is going to be released over that time period, and then it's going to kind of flatten out. That's the way Ripple envisioned, at least as of roughly a year and a half ago when they put it out. But I'm not talking about dumping, just to be clear. Anyway, Ripple's ownership of XRP and its monthly sales are a hot-button issue in the world of crypto. Now, that is definitely the truth. But really, it's mostly because of Bitcoin maximalists out there. It's almost nobody in the XRP community has any sort of beef with it. But anyway, back in August, Bloomberg published a report exploring Ripple sales as a possible cause of the digital assets market slide in 2019, which I've talked about, and that's bogus. Despite XRP's 39.2% price decline in 2019, Ripple strongly denies that its sales have had any impact. And take a look at this quote. Ripple, for its part, disputed the increase in sales, programmatic sales of XRP as a percentage of volume, and the actual supply inflation rate were lower than for Bitcoin or Ether, it said in a statement. True. That's absolutely true. And then the quote continues, sales had been tied to trading volumes reported by exchanges, and recognizing that some platforms were misreporting volumes, Ripple has substantially reduced XRP sales, a trend that's expected to continue this quarter, the company said. And I'm really looking forward to about 3 weeks into January when we have the Q4 report out by Ripple. It's usually roughly 3 weeks into the month, and then they drop that. Anyway, also in August, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse dropped a tweet storm. I gotta love that term, tweet storm. It's getting thundery out there. Further defending Ripple's sales, which are used to fund its business and to invest in blockchain and crypto companies. And so here's a quote here. XRP sales are about helping expand XRP's utility. Hey, how about that? Utility. What am I always talking about on this channel? It's utility matters and we'll win the day. Well, anyway. Building RippleNet and supporting other biz building with XRP, i.e. Dharma and Forte. That's the video game one there. Anyway, reality is we decreased our sales by volume quarter over quarter, and since then the inflation rate of XRP circulating supply has been lower than that of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ripple continues to set industry standards in reporting and transparency. One example is our quarterly markets report. We lay it all out, and it's not our view, but fact. And that's, one of the reasons that Ripple is a huge target in the world of crypto for Bitcoin maxis and the like. Other than the fact that Ripple, the company, is creating software and helping the legacy financial system, I guess you could say it like that, move money around the world, helping banks, helping remittance companies, financial institutions. The fact that they do that, that's one of the reasons, of course, that they get the hate. They absolutely get the hate. But anyway, did I read that last? I'm sorry. Ripple continues to set... Yeah, I did. Anyway, Ripple sells to institutions over the counter and sells XRP on crypto exchanges at an amount of 10 basis points of the overall daily XRP volume. But, yeah, there you go. Ripple being an adult. Next, take a look at this tweet from B. Viri, and I want to give a shout out to you. You tagged me here, and you said something nice, and I want to share this with the people. Moon Lambo, hey, I know that I can read all these news and articles on my own, but damn, you are fun to listen to. Your voice and tone is very enthusiastic and entertaining. It makes me energetic. Thank you. Well, it's very kind of you. I very much appreciate that, and shout out to you. And fun fact, when I'm recording every single video, since I have so much energy, I'm actually on an exercise bike right this very second. Do you believe that, though? No, I'm not really. Take a look at this tweet from Alex Kruger. And again, so he's the one that I was citing towards the beginning of the video. So he's got 46,500 followers on Twitter. And, he's not a fan of Ripple and XRP. So here's what he wrote. I'm not an XRP fan, but its speed for transfers is unparalleled. It can be useful for making exchange transfers. I seriously doubt it will die, at least not anytime soon. Well, I'm glad to have a Bitcoin maxi on board with us here. Of course, it's not going to go away. It's actually being adopted. It's the only cryptocurrency used in the commercial production of anything. So there you go. And of course, somebody that's not really in line with that thinking responded, I don't even know how to read this, at Kruger Macro wrote, it is an elaborate scam that uses unaware people's investment as a banking liquidity layer. Banks should create that liquidity layer, not the people. It's an outright securities fraud. Well, right now, the banks have created the liquidity layer. That's the problem. Nostro Vostro accounts, pre-funding. Come on, bro. But I'm sure he doesn't even know that. The problem is all of that. The movement of that money, it requires trust because and you can't trust everybody. That's fundamentally what's at heart here. And just by using XRP as a bridge currency, it takes that away. But banks also could not just create a quote unquote bank coin, a stable coin, and have it solve the problem that XRP can because, quite frankly, it's a walled garden situation. So, you already see it. I've talked about this before. There's all sorts of walled garden situations that look like they're popping up here. But, again, they don't interoperate. So you need XRP for that. And most entities around the world are not going to be part of walled garden, so it's basically a non-issue. That's the way I look at it anyway. All right, take a look at this. Talking about whales getting all splishy-splashy up in the ocean, all over the waters. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP whale alert. $419 million Bitcoin fortune on the move. So here we go. A Bitcoin whale moved the funds worth about $419 million. That's 56,277 Bitcoin. Back in the day, that could have bought you like 10 Papa John's pizzas. Remember when 10,000 Bitcoin were used to purchase 2 Papa John's pizzas? It was Papa John's, right? I think I remember that correctly. Anyway, so you can imagine all the pizza you could have bought with that back in the day. But now, you're only left with $419 million instead of those 10 pizzas. Anyway, between 2 wallets of unknown origin, occurred on Wednesday. According to the crypto tracker Whale Alert, the owner of the Bitcoin may be a cryptocurrency exchange. The large stack of Bitcoin is currently being broken up into separate wallets containing relatively small amounts of Bitcoin. Let me scroll a little bit further because that's not all we got here. Here's Ethereum, 10,000 Ethereum worth, a little shy of 1.5 million also moved. And now, here we go, our beloved XRP. Take a look at this. Crypto traders are also following a movement of 25 million XRP, worth about $5.3 million. The XRP was sent from the crypto exchange Binance to Coinbase on Tuesday evening. And as I read that, I was wondering why. Why is it moving from Binance to Coinbase? And perhaps we'll never know. Oh, these whales. But do you think that's an individual, or is it just like some sort of exchange operation? I don't know. That's a lot of XRP for one individual. It's got to be some sort of institutional player or something going on there. But all I can do is speculate. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!